Hello, this is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is October 7th, 2023, and it's my weekly market review, where I'm reviewing the market on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only, no trade recommendation. As we all know, trading is risky. You can, lose money at trading. So please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other, and make sure trading is something that is suitable for you. And if it is suitable for you, contact us here at Right Side Trading. Contact me and see if we can actually help you maybe get started and help you be a profitable trader. But let's go ahead and let's just jump on into this market review and take a quick look at the Russell and see what's happening here. The Russell is still red. The Russell, I think, is the only one that's red right now on the bigger time frames. But let's zoom on in and take a look at this and see what's going on with this Russell stuff. Okay, on this quarterly chart, the Russell one, it ended up having a crossover on my moving averages that I like having on here that I'm showing you guys. It's a 7 and 18. It's ones that I like. It crossed over. It's giving me that early warning sign of a bear market. We kind of saw the bearish pattern here on a big time frame. So that's kind of, you kind of expect this thing to be going down. I had a range down here where we're going to be seeing on the smaller time frames where I was expecting it can go into these ranges, and actually you didn't want it to go below here, and we had the low is way down here. It never got anywhere close to that, and it has come out of there and trying to turn back around. But as we can see, we've been below pivot the whole year on the Russell. And like I said, I said from the beginning of the year, from when we first saw this, the Russell is one of these ones that can go sideways and stay within a range all year long. It is the idea for me is once it settles down, it did do a drop. Once it settled down and you find a bottom for it, no trade recommendations here. So let's just do the review. But it's a good one to do certain type of trade strategies, and it works out pretty good. And it's pretty good once you can identify your tops and bottoms to do directional trades too, So, but on here, I am kind of seeing that we are pushing back up. We may not get on this big time frame right here. Long as we don't break below these levels here, we're okay. And let's zoom on and down to the monthly time frame. Because again, here on the monthly time frame last month, we did get across our 9, so we did get into a slide into a bear market on the Russell and all. We slid down a little bit lower than what we were expecting. I didn't expect it to kind of like really get below this 1800 level here, and we went all the way down below 1700. The low on this candle right here, oh, not quite. I thought it went below 1700. I'm looking at the low on this candle. The low on this candle was 1709.59 is showing me. So it didn't quite break 1700. I thought it had broke 1700. But looked like it didn't. But it came down to an area where I expected to come down. Maybe in the future market it did actually go below there. And it's making a pullback out of there. The question is, can we get back above this 9 moving average or your 10 moving average that you have here and get back into a bull market, get back to the midpoint of his range and get back to the top of his range. So we're waiting to see what's going to happen there. Or is this Russell going to end up getting in a really tight range and start just trading down here somewhere below 1800, below 1850? We got to kind of like wait and see what's going to happen here on this Russell. Let me just flip right over to a future contract right quick, RTY, because I want to see this. For my own thing too, and we didn't, even on the future contract, we didn't break 1700. Like again, I want to see, are we going to get back above 1800? As you can see, I got an alert here to let me know if we do get back to 1795. I want to know before I get to 1800, on this thing right here. And as you can see, I do have, this is the range here that I wasn't expecting it to go below. I had another little small range based off the low of these candles here. And it did come down and touch this thing. It had touched it before, and it did touch it. It would have touched it again here this time. What I'm going to do, I'm going to activate this drawing, and I'm actually slide this out a little bit more. So I have it there. All right, I'm going to switch back over to the RTY. I switched to IWM. The thing, IWM, all 3 of these that I have just looked at are the Russell, and as you can see, I do have some trades and stuff going on there, so that's too much mess on the chart. So let's go back to RUT. So let's look at it with this. and all. They're all the same. They should all look very, very, very similar, and all. And as you can see, I do have my ranges set up on all three charts because I trade all three of them and stuff. And it's all different strategies based on what I'm seeing in the market. So right here on this monthly chart, we are in a bear market. Bottom line, we are near the bottom, and kind of expecting this thing to bounce. The question is, we need a green candle and a confirmation candle to show us that this thing is actually ready to start going back to the upside. That's what I'm waiting for there. So let's go down to the weekly chart and see what we see there. On this weekly picture, here's those zigzags that you get, and I'm looking for that zag to go back to the upside. We came down here into this area that we got here. Now I'm just waiting for this green week, or will this Russell, that's what I'm saying, this Russell can get down here and do one of these things where it actually goes sideways and stuff. So that's what I know can happen. That's why it's kind of good to do certain trade strategies, you know, below these areas and right on the lower side of these areas, then for me, then you have to be very patient and give yourself plenty of time to be right if you're trading the Russell directional. That's the whole thing. That's the key of trading the Russell directional, because it can take some time. This is a weekly chart. These are weeks that went by before this thing finally decided to go back to the upside. This, on the top side, it seems like it makes its mind up pretty fast and drops pretty good, but on the bottom side, we see where it took 1, 2, 3 weeks, then went up. It took 1, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, then went up, and then over here it got down here, then it took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks before it went back up. So 10 weeks times 5, that's 50 days. So that gets back to this whole, if you're watching any of my things, my videos on options, why I say that 90 days or more. If you're buying options, if you're buying puts or you're buying calls, you need to give yourself plenty of time to be right, because you don't know what the market is going to do. That was 50 days right there, over 50 days that the market hung out there before it started going in the direction that you wanted it to go. And then once it started going, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, before it actually got back near top of a range. So that's 6 days. That's six times 5. If they're just doing 5, so 6 times 5, that's another 30 days. So that's 80 days right there for it to get there. And now if you're buying an option, you got all that theta decay that could actually happen to you. And according to how much you pay for that option, that option you might just break even. That's why don't look to hit home runs when you're trading options. If you plan your trade correctly, you can easily get 100% on these things. You can easily make a couple of dollars or two on your options if you buy them in the right location. You buy them in the right location, got enough time, and things actually work out for you, But trying to make this 1,000% on an index, it doesn't happen that often, But it does happen. So I don't want to discourage you, but it does happen. So on the weekly chart, as we can see, we bouncing out of an area. We're looking for this next week to be green. But as we can see, we got a target of only maybe 1824 to actually come up here, and we're on the pivot and see if we might end up staying on the pivot. So that's the other thing that I'm looking at right here also. Let's look at this daily and look at the daily noise. The daily picture looks good. And as we can see, it's been struggling down here at this bottom. It's green, green, green like we want to see. But now on the daily picture, we can see that we need that confirmation candle. We're getting that 4-candle morning star down here at a bottom. We got a little gap right here that we need to fill. We got another little gap up here that we're going to need to fill. And we got another little gap up here that we're going to need to fill. So this area is order sitting out there that this market is going to want to go after, but the thing is, it can go after them just like it went here and then drop. And let's just look at, let's kind of see if we can actually see if this market can come up here and get above pivot and stay above pivot come next week and go up here, and it may end up dropping back below this resistance 1 level. But again, it's heading in the right direction. And then the following week, we're going to be looking for it to go up here and then maybe pull back a little bit, But that's what I'm kind of expecting on the Russell. I know it's going to be a slow move to the upside, and again, it may have a hard time just getting above 1800. I don't see it getting too much above this 1825, since that's one of my resistance levels. We're going to start fighting some of these bottoms and fighting some of the supply that sold this thing off. So it's going to have a hard time getting above 1825 to 1850. So that's it. That's what I see here on the Russell. Again, I hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. This is Solomon, Right Side Trader. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Bye.